Before modern medicine filled our cabinets with synthetic pills, our ancestors turned to something far more powerful, the healing wisdom of plants. In medieval monasteries, monks cultivated physic gardens, where every leaf, root, and flower served a purpose. Native American healers carried medicine bundles filled with sacred plants that could stop bleeding, calm anxiety, or fight infection. Even ancient Greek soldiers knew which herbs to pack for battlefield wounds. These weren't just folk remedies. They were survival tools tested across centuries, passed down through generations, and trusted with people's lives. And here's the remarkable part. Modern science is proving our ancestors were right. Today, at Stellar Eureka, we're uncovering 15 healing herbs that sustained civilizations, saved lives, and continue to work wonders today. From the weed growing in your backyard that's actually a powerful medicine chest, to the sacred plants that ancient cultures worshipped for their healing powers. Ready to discover what your great-great-grandmother knew by heart? Let's explore the pharmacy that's been growing around us all along. We begin with the plant that once marched with armies, Yarrow. From ancient Greece to World War I, this feathery herb earned a fierce reputation as a battlefield healer. Achilles himself is said to have used it on his wounded soldiers, hence the scientific name Achillea millefolium. But Yarrow's legacy wasn't just myth. It genuinely helps slow bleeding, disinfect wounds, and reduce inflammation. Indigenous healers across North America knew its value too, using it in poultices, teas, and smoke rituals to treat everything from fever to toothache. What makes Yarrow so powerful? Compounds like flavonoids and salicylic acid, yes, the same family as aspirin, gave it anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving effects, and its bitter properties stimulate digestion, earning it a place in old-world tonics and liqueurs. It's still used today in natural wound care products, though few people realize they're using the same remedy that may have saved Achilles' soldiers thousands of years ago. From ancient battlefields to prehistoric medicine, willow bark represents one of humanity's oldest pain remedies and one of modern medicine's greatest success stories. When the ancient healers needed to soothe pain or break a fever, they reached for the bark of the willow tree. Hippocrates recommended it to ease childbirth. Traditional Chinese medicine used it for arthritis. Native American tribes chewed it to treat headaches and inflammation. Across continents, across centuries, this tree became the original natural remedy for pain. The turning point came in 1838 when scientists isolated salicin, willow bark's key compound. It eventually inspired the development of salicylic acid and later acetylsalicylic acid, better known as aspirin. But here's the twist. Many herbalists still prefer the bark itself. Why? Because willow bark doesn't act alone. It contains dozens of complementary compounds that work together, enhancing effectiveness while buffering harsh side effects. In some cases, it's gentler and more effective than the pill it inspired. Today, it remains a favorite in herbal medicine for joint pain and inflammation. A simple strip of bark that helps shape modern pharmacology and continues to offer relief just as it did for our ancestors. Long before it became a trendy wellness ingredient, elderberry was a staple in ancient healing traditions across continents. Even the ancient Egyptians used elderflowers and berries for healing, though they likely didn't understand why this particular plant was so effective against illness. In Europe, elder trees were planted near homes to ward off misfortune, and their berries brewed into tonics for colds, fevers, and flu. Indigenous communities across North America used them similarly, treating respiratory infections and restoring strength during recovery. What makes elderberry remarkable is how it works with your immune system. Unlike many drugs that suppress symptoms, elderberry enhances your body's natural defenses while delivering direct antiviral effects. It's the kind of intelligent healing our ancestors recognized but couldn't explain scientifically. And science has caught up. Elderberry blocks viral replication and shortens illness duration. Rich in antioxidants and immune-modulating compounds, this little berry helped families not just survive winter, but do it with strength to spare. Our next healing herb has been fighting darkness, both literal and emotional, for over 2,000 years. Ancient Greek physicians like Hippocrates prescribed it for fevers and nervous conditions, but it was in medieval Europe that St. John's wort truly earned its healing reputation. Monks and herbalists turned to it for wounds and what physicians then called melancholia, what we now recognize as depression and anxiety. They believed it could drive out evil spirits, a poetic way of describing its calming, mood-lifting properties. Named for St. John the Baptist and traditionally harvested on the summer solstice, this herb was said to capture the power of the sun itself, and in a way it does. Its active compounds, especially hypericum, interact with brain chemistry much like today's antidepressants, helping regulate mood and ease emotional distress. Centuries of use have proven what healers always suspected. It works. While it must be used carefully since it can interfere with many medications, St. John's wort remains one of the most enduring natural allies for emotional well-being. This healing herb earned the name all-heal in medieval texts, and for good reason. From Hippocrates to herbalist in World War I, Valerian has long been trusted to ease tension and restore calm when nerves run high. During the First World War, it was given to soldiers suffering from what we now call PTSD. Unlike harsher medications, Valerian soothed anxiety without dulling the senses. It became the go-to remedy for sleeplessness, racing thoughts, and what physicians then called nervous disorders. But this calming root has quirks. While it relaxes humans, its strong earthy scent excites cats, earning it folk names like garden heliotrope and the less flattering stinking Billy. Still, its pungency was never a deterrent to those who needed its help. Valerian helps quiet the nervous system by gently influencing brain chemistry, allowing rest to come naturally. For generations, it's been the plant people reached for when the world felt overwhelming, and even now, its quiet power continues to offer peace without sedation. Long before it became a staple in wellness aisles, Echinacea was a cornerstone of indigenous medicine across North America. The Lakota, Cheyenne, and Sioux used it to treat infections, wounds, and even snake bites, earning it a reputation as a broad-spectrum healer. Its rise in Western medicine came in the late 1800s when a Nebraska doctor named H.C.F. Meyer learned of its uses from native communities and began promoting it as a cure-all. By the early 20th century, Echinacea tinctures were found in nearly every pharmacy in the U.S. What makes Echinacea so effective is its ability to stimulate the immune system. Instead of attacking viruses directly, it empowers your body's defenses to work faster and smarter, a trait our ancestors recognized long before clinical trials did. Today, Echinacea is mostly known as a cold and flu remedy, but in its prime, it was trusted as both shield and sword, a plant that didn't just mask symptoms, but helped the body fight back. It may look delicate, but chamomile has a legacy of healing that spans empires. In the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs, archaeologists found carefully preserved chamomile flowers, placed not for beauty, but to calm the spirits of the dead. Ancient Egyptians worshipped chamomile as sacred to Ra, the sun god, and relied on it for treating fevers, anxiety, and digestive issues. The Greeks called it chamomilin, ground apple, a nod to its sweet apple-like fragrance when crushed underfoot. Romans used it for intestinal troubles and to calm frayed nerves, while medieval monks grew it in cloistered gardens, using it as a mild sedative and anti-inflammatory in their infirmaries. What makes chamomile remarkable is its versatility. Its active compound, apigenin, binds to brain receptors in a way that promotes calm without heavy sedation. It eases insomnia, settles stomachs, and soothes muscle tension. It's one of the rare remedies safe enough for children, yet effective enough to rival synthetic drugs. So next time you sip a cup before bed, know this: you're not just enjoying a calming tea, you're taking part in a healing tradition over 3,000 years old. In medieval monastery gardens, golden calendula petals were so valuable they were called Mary's gold, honoring the Virgin Mary, and recognizing their power to heal wounds that seemed beyond hope. This bright orange flower has graced healing gardens for over 1,000 years, earning a reputation as one of nature's most reliable wound healers. Calendula's story begins in ancient Rome, where it was used to treat everything from scorpion stings to battlefield injuries. The name comes from the Latin calendae, meaning the first day of each month, because the flowers bloom almost continuously. Medieval herbalists consider it essential for any healing garden, prescribing calendula salves for cuts, burns, bruises, and skin conditions. What makes calendula remarkable is its ability to speed healing without leaving scars. Traditional healers noticed that wounds treated with calendula petals healed faster and cleaner than those treated with other remedies. They couldn't explain why, but they trusted the results. Modern science has revealed calendula's secret. It contains triterpenes and flavonoids that promote collagen production, reduce inflammation, and fight bacterial infections. These compounds work together to create optimal conditions for tissue repair, explaining why calendula has remained a staple in natural wound care for centuries. You probably recognize peppermint from toothpaste labels or chewing gum wrappers, but its medicinal roots go back thousands of years. The ancient Greeks and Romans used it to ease digestion, calm nerves, and scent their baths. In Egypt, dried peppermint leaves were buried in tombs, believed to bring calm in both life and death. Its key component, menthol, delivers a cooling effect that relaxes muscles, clears nasal passages, and soothes the digestive tract. Studies confirm what ancient healers sensed. Peppermint oil can reduce symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, relieve tension headaches, and even improve alertness. In medieval Europe, peppermint was a mainstay in monastery gardens, valued for treating cramps, nausea, and mental fatigue. In Japan, it was brewed as a tea to combat summer heat, while in Middle Eastern traditions, it was mixed with black tea or used in remedies for colds and indigestion. Across continents and centuries, peppermint earned its place not by flavor alone, but by quietly proving its worth in medicine cabinets around the world. But peppermint wasn't the only mint with a powerful legacy. Lemon balm, its gentler cousin, was prized not just for its scent, but for the way it seemed to soothe both body and soul. In the royal gardens of medieval Europe, lemon balm was known as Heart's Delight, a name that captured its reputation for lifting the spirits and soothing anxious minds. This fragrant herb, part of the mint family, has been used for over 2,000 years to calm nerves, ease insomnia, and combat depression. Emperor Charlemagne was so convinced of its value that he ordered it planted in every imperial herb garden across his empire. Its scientific name, melissa, comes from the Greek word for honeybee, a nod to its irresistible appeal to pollinators. Ancient beekeepers would rub lemon balm on new hives to keep their colonies from flying away, while healers relied on it to treat melancholy and nervous afflictions. Medieval and Arabic physicians alike saw lemon balm as essential for emotional balance. The Swiss alchemist Paracelsus even dubbed it the elixir of life, claiming it could restore vitality and youth. Lemon balm contains compounds that help calm the nervous system, easing anxiety, improving sleep, and offering gentle support for a restless mind. We've seen herbs that soothe the mind and calm the nerves, but what about those that helped people breathe easier, literally? Mullein, with its towering flower spikes and velvety leaves, once stood as a silent guardian of respiratory health across ancient Europe and the Americas. It earned folk nicknames like nature's inhaler and even cowboy toilet paper. But don't let the humor fool you. This plant was serious medicine. The Greek physician Dioscorides praised its ability to clear lungs back in the 1st century AD. He described how mullein leaves could be dried and smoked or brewed into teas to treat stubborn coughs and chest congestion. Centuries later, medieval healers used it for asthma and tuberculosis, while Native American tribes independently turned to it for respiratory infections, often through the same methods. What made mullein special was its gentle power. It helped the body expel mucus while soothing inflamed airways, without the harshness of synthetic expectorants. The plant contains saponins that loosen phlegm and anti-inflammatory compounds that calm the lungs. For a plant once found growing wild along footpaths and fields, its healing legacy still breathes life into natural remedies today. While mullein offered relief with soft leaves and gentle action, the next herb took a more aggressive approach. Sometimes healing starts with a sting. Stinging nettle has fascinated healers for over 2,000 years, used to relieve everything from joint pain to seasonal allergies. Ancient Romans practiced urtication, yes, deliberately whipping themselves with nettles to ease arthritis and boost circulation. Painful? Definitely, but they believed the sting reduced inflammation and revitalized stiff muscles. In medieval Europe, nettle was a go-to remedy for lung congestion, skin irritations, and joint discomfort. And across the Atlantic, Native American tribes brewed it into teas or used it topically to treat wounds, coughs, and fatigue. Here's the twist. Once nettle is dried, cooked, or soaked, the sting disappears, but the benefits stay. It's packed with iron, calcium, and magnesium, even containing complete protein. Its natural antihistamines ease hay fever, while anti-inflammatory compounds help with arthritis and allergic reactions. In medieval Europe, thyme wasn't just for seasoning stew. It was protection in plant form. During outbreaks of the Black Death, people clutched thyme bundles, wore it in amulets, and burned it in their homes, convinced it could ward off the plague. It might sound like folklore, but their survival instincts weren't entirely misplaced. Thyme is packed with thymol, a natural compound with powerful antimicrobial properties. It can kill bacterial, viruses, and fungi so effectively, in fact, that it's still used in disinfectants, mouthwashes, and even some natural antibiotics. But thyme's role as a protector predates the plague by centuries. The Egyptians used it in mummification rituals. Greeks believed it sparked bravery and burned it in temples. Roman soldiers soaked in thyme-infused baths before battle, and medieval nobles stitched it into garments to inspire courage. For over 4,000 years, thyme has offered more than flavor. It's provided strength, healing, and peace of mind in humanity's darkest hours. And its leaves still carry that legacy in every fragrant sprig. Why should a man die who has sage in his garden? Asked medieval physicians, reflecting this herb's reputation as a near miraculous healer. Why should a man die who has sage in his garden? That old proverb wasn't just rhetorical, it reflected deep-rooted faith in sage's almost mythical healing power. With a name derived from the Latin salvare, meaning to save, sage has long been considered a botanical lifesaver. The Romans held it sacred, harvesting it with special tools and ceremony. It was used to preserve meat, ease digestion, and sharpen the senses. In ancient China, it was so prized that merchants were said to trade 3 pounds of tea for a single pound of European sage. And then there was its link to wisdom. Greek students chewed the leaves before exams. Medieval scholars burned it while studying. Sage advice? That saying comes straight from the herb's reputation for mental clarity. But what's most impressive is how its benefits hold up. Sage hasn't been relegated to folklore. It's still used in throat remedies, memory tonics, and even culinary blends for digestion. Unlike many old-world cures, it never disappeared. It simply kept working, quietly powerful, subtly effective, and still worthy of that place in the garden. From an herb praised for sharpening the mind, return to one that soothed everything from battle wounds to royal spirits, wrapped in the unexpected form of a sweet root. Licorice root may taste like a treat, but for over 4,000 years, it's been valued as one of nature's most versatile remedies. The ancient Egyptians considered it so essential they tucked it into King Tut's tomb for use in the afterlife. In traditional Chinese medicine, it earned the title the Great Harmonizer, a plant that enhances the power of everything it's combined with. Its name, Glycyrrhiza, means sweet root in Greek, thanks to glycyrrhizin, a compound up to 50 times sweeter than sugar. But behind that flavor lies serious medicinal firepower. Roman legions packed it to fight thirst and fatigue on the march. Medieval healers prescribed it for coughs, ulcers, and digestive troubles. The biochemistry backs up the tradition. Glycyrrhizin offers anti-inflammatory and antiviral effects. Other compounds ease irritated membranes, support adrenal function, and may even suppress tumor growth. As a special addition to our herbal lineup, one more plant deserves the spotlight, not just for its healing power, but for the symbolism entwined in every bloom. The Passionflower, with its intricate, otherworldly design, once astonished Spanish conquistadors who named it for what they saw as divine imagery. But long before that, Native American tribes like the Cherokee and Homa had already embraced this vine as a calming remedy. They brewed its leaves and petals into teas to ease anxiety, promote sleep, and restore emotional balance. By the late 1800s, passionflower found its way into European and American medicine. Victorian physicians used it for nervous exhaustion, hysteria, and the vague yet common diagnosis of neurasthenia. What traditional healers long believed has proven true. Passionflower helps calm the nervous system, easing anxiety and promoting restful sleep, without the side effects of stronger medications. It's especially helpful before stressful events or medical procedures, making it a gentle but effective ally for peace of mind. From ancient battlefields to monastery gardens, these healing herbs carried more than just medicine. They carried hope, wisdom, and the accumulated knowledge of countless generations. Each plant tells a story of human ingenuity, of people finding healing in the most unexpected places. Modern science continues to validate what our ancestors knew by heart. Nature provides powerful medicine for those who know where to look. The next time you see chamomile growing wild or catch a scent of peppermint in your garden, remember, you're encountering allies that have been healing humanity for thousands of years. Which of these forgotten remedies surprised you most? Have you tried any of these herbs yourself? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this journey through botanical healing wisdom, hit like, subscribe, and share with fellow explorers of nature's pharmacy. This is Stellar Eureka, signing off.